Here we are going to study all 206 bones of endoskeleton. Endoskeleton, as we have studied, it's a kind of a skeleton that is present inside the body, and it gives shape and framework and support and helps with movement and locomotion, etc. What actually are the bones of endoskeleton? And actually, endoskeleton is divided into two skeletons called axial skeletons and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton is moreover of a protective nature that gives shape or protection unto body parts, which actually consists this axial skeleton consists of head, which is actually this region, which contains skull bones and facial bones and ossicle bones. And other than this head region, the axial skeleton consists of vertebral column that extends right from cranium, that extends right from skull and moves down to a lumbar region, and to this we say it's called vertebral column. You have to study vertebral bone, and then there is a thoracic region, or this is called thoracic cavity, and there are bones in this cavity called rib cage. And if we study these bones one by one, what bones are present in axial skeleton and what bones are present in appendicular skeleton, let's start. In axial skeleton, we start from head region. And in this head region, we have divided it into skull, facial bones, ossicle bones, and hyoid bones. This skull bone, this is containing total 8 bones that forms this skull or cranium that protects the brain. That has bones, the skull frontal lobe, these two are called parietal lobes, and these two are called temporal lobes, and this is said to be occipital lobe, and the two other bones called sphenoid and ethmoid bones. These all bones combine to make 8 bones of skulls, out of which 2 are in a pair, parietal and temporal are in a pair, whereas the other bones are unpaired bones. And then in a skull, down to a facial bones. In facial, there are total 14 bones present, and that includes lacrimal, that includes zygomatic, that includes nasal bones, that includes inferior nasal concha, that includes maxilla, that includes palatine, and that includes mandible and gumma. Last 2 are unpaired. The rest of the bones are paired bone of the facial bones, and these all bones are total number 14 bones in a number are present in a facial region. And then in an ossicle bones, there are 6 bones total, and they are present in 3 pairs. These bones are called stapes, incus, and malleus. Stapes, incus, and malleus are 3 bones. They are present in a pair, and these 6 bones are said to be the smallest bones, and these are called ossicle bones. And there is a single alone bone that's called hyoid bone, and these all include total 29 bones that are just present in a head region, that includes the skull, that includes facial bones, and that includes ossicle bones, and that includes hyoid bones. Right from his skull, when we move down, so we have a vertebral column. And in this vertebral column, we have divided it into regions. The vertebral column consists of total, there are 33 bones that are fused finally to form total 26 bones. There are 7 vertebrae that are present in the neck region. These are called neck vertebrae. And there are 12 thoracic vertebrae. And there are 5 vertebrae present in lumbar region, and these all are categorized as a neck vertebrae, as in a thoracic vertebrae, and as in a lumbar vertebrae. And last at the end, 5 vertebrae are fused to form a single vertebrae called sacrum, which is fusion of 5 vertebrae bones. And the last tailbone is called coccyx bone, and that actually is a fusion of 4 vertebrae. And when the 4 vertebrae fuse, they form coccyx, and 5 fuse to form sacrum, and these now are considered as in 2 bones, and including these 2, the total number of vertebrae in a vertebral column would become 26 bones are present in a vertebral column. So with the 29 bones of a skull and a head region, these are 26 bones of a vertebral column. This is called vertebral column, and this vertebral column can the total number of bones 26 bones are present. And after this vertebral column there is rib cage, and this rib cage is actually formed by frontal sternum, and at the back there is vertebral column, and there are ribs, 12 pairs of ribs that are connecting. They are coming from vertebral column, and they are joining in the front side with the sternum, and they are forming a cage called rib cage. It is actually made up of 12 pairs of ribs, in which 7 are true ribs and 3 are false ribs, and 2 pairs are of floating ribs. True pairs of ribs are those that are connecting from back side in a vertebra, and from front side they are directly connecting to sternum. Whereas false ribs are those ribs that are connecting from vertebra from back side, but on front side they do not directly connect to sternum, but these are connecting to the last ribs. These are called false ribs. Whereas 2 pair of ribs, 2 ribs from each side, so ribs that are floating, ribs if they are not connected, they are floating. Therefore, this is said to be 2 pairs of floating ribs that make a total 12 pairs, total 24 ribs, and with this sternum, they would total count 25 bones, including them all. If you include 29 bones of head region, 26 bones of vertebral column, and 25 bones of thoracic region, if you count them, they would all become total 80 bones which are present in an axial skeleton.